Good evening. Oh my god, I am flashing. I can't believe I'm flashing right now. That's crazy. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna be red. There we go. We fixed it. I'm bad red man. As I'm queuing apparently for the arena. Let's not do that. Enda the police. Whoop whoop indeed. What's up everyone? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And the flasher, yes. I'm actually a streaker. Enda, what's up, Axie? What is the crack? Let me just turn down all of this nonsense. Can I do a BMP patch? I would sooner you didn't. Give it like 2 hours. So I can fix things in between the group stage and the final stage. I promise to throw money at you. End of the QA. I am the quick battler. Alright, what map do I want? Who am I playing? So I'm going to be playing in the pools. Obviously, we are in the middle of a tournament. We just see who's who. Who am I playing? Unfortunately, Dr. Death Defying actually gets a buy round out of this, which is kind of interesting. I'm playing Gavril. Alright, Gavril. Let me find Gavril. Not Gavril. No. The final stage. Password won't be relevant until the final stage. Gavril. Wait, and challenge? Is Heavy Knight legal? Yes, Bron, obviously. Here, let me just message Gavril. Password line. Let me just message him. Pop, 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 pop. Thanks, Bet, and thanks for the heads up. Yeah, sorry, I was hoping that we'd get everyone in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me messaging. Message Gavril. Yo. PW Lion XD. Click. There we go. No way. Post link, Ken. It's saying, yeah, I linked it in Endacord earlier. Let me find Crystal Lake. There we go. Is Tarnished Edition today, tomorrow, or Saturday? It's Friday, I believe, is when Tarnished Edition is done. Elden Ring is perfect if you say so, bestie. I'm guessing that's Gavril. I should probably record. Let me actually change the names real quick. Gavril. I'm rusty as shit, by the way, so good luck, have fun. Gavril. Control S, there we go. Imagine who the fuck knows? That's the issue. Marvelous? Okay. Cool beans. Alright. Okay, cool. Let me just record. Start recording. Hello! Alright, we have both of us in here. We're both ready to go. Gavril versus me. Amazing. Okay, let's get the show on the road. Two-hand tally is thankfully banned. Alright. Alright, we're not losing this quite as badly as I thought we would. Okay. Let me just check pings and stuff like that. Oh, you actually got that. Nice. Whoa. That was a tasty. I was hoping I'd tier skip there. No! Fuck. GG's. Alright, we changed the score. It's going to be Gavril 1, Enda the Nihil. Cool. Alright. Enda made Power rule set to play Hall Stock. You better believe it. I'm a believer, okay? Oh. Alright, we didn't get the... Nice, good roll. First to 5? Yes, it's a first to 5. I'll check. I see a ping just as I started that match. Okay. Alright, we have poise chip here, which is good. We can actually shut down the attempt. No, never mind. We no longer have poise chip. That sucks. That was tasty. Holy fuck. What a nice... No, never mind. The last remaining Hall stock. 2-0 in the favor of Gavril. Let me just check the ping real quick. Update score. 2. Confirmed. And then who has pinged me? And ready yet? Yes. 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 The match. The rounds have started. The rounds have started. Good. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I was... Apparently someone got the ping wrong. Are we... Okay. Here we go. Good. No. Sorry, Gavril. Sorry. Alright, there we go. Oakley dokley. Oh. Alright, we didn't get the punishment that we wanted on that, which sucks. Catch him on the end of that. Catch him on the end of that. Oh, I should have caught him with the mix-up between going... I actually forget now. Oh, he actually got the self-proc. That's nice. Good stuff. No! Aim punch, you fuck! Bruh. No! GG's, Gavril. Like, I'm gonna play what I want pretty much regardless of the set. GG's. GG's, Gavril. GG's, friend. GG's, friend. GG's, friend. Nice. Cool. Alright. How are we all doing, though? Do we have... Oh my god, we do. All of this works. Into the Gavril 2. Into the Nihil. So let me just log the score. So it's 3-0 in the favor of Gavril. Also, challenge seems to run like absolute ass now, which is very funny. I don't quite know what the deal is with that. Okay, now we're just waiting for Kampfspiel. Can we reset match every aim punch or off axe dock? Yes, you can. By sending FromSoft an angry letter instead of playing your rounds is generally how it works. Oh dear. So it looks like I'm either going to be playing Tupola, Watcher, and the results of Kampfspiel versus Space Range. Bro, Sin, Ashy, I burst myself laughing today. I actually burst myself. That was so goddamn funny. Let me just catch up with who's in chat. So Mag, Ashy, Dr. Death Defying, Watcher, Rain, HBR, Jimmy, Cursed Eternia, the artist formerly known as Cursed Eternia. Who else is here? Bronda, Neko, and Kami. What's up? Space Range 2 OP. I died. I actually died laughing. That shit was so funny. I thought Space is actually... Because I came home this morning, right? Bear with me. And I just check in on my phone on the walk home. It's like, oh, we have someone else who's just joined. That's epic. That's really cool. And then I realized that there was some serious typos going on in there. Now that's Sin. Listen, Sin is a fucking legend. I wish the rest of you fucks were like him. Of a positive disposition. Likes the actual video game. Like, he is the best of us. Better than I am. That wouldn't be fucking hard. Anyway, let's see what the deal is. Alright, we have some GGs and stuff like that going on. Alright, it looks as though we have... I've heard a ping, which is there's a non-zero chance. That's exactly what I'm looking for. No, we're still waiting. Best addition to... Nah, he's the best of us, alright. QRQ with... I remember when QRQ joined for the first few tournaments, or like the first couple of months, they were doing nothing but posting edits of anime so that all of them were holding gugs. That was a funny bit. We take those. Also a seriously good gugs player as well, which is quite nice. But yeah, I'm expecting the latency. Sin refused Gonkung seamlessly with turning. Bro better win. I guarantee he's up there because no one knows how to fight Lat anymore. They have all taken the honest approach of just refusing to play it. Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to have some interaction with the Asian scene. There's a good number of them as well, which is quite nice. I remember in the 3 days they were always kind of a bit to themselves. We didn't really interact much. There was never kind of any cross-pollination, so any attempt at doing that is like a really good move in the right direction, I think. Hi, Poussin. It's really weird. It's just PC momento. Like, for prize pool tourneys, I don't think I'd really like serious prize pools outside of shit posts. I do find it funny, though, for the VPN tourney, we did actually decide to just, we did decide to actually region lock that to North America. I mean, Italy. We region locked it to Italy. Every single... Inservin is a known, fantastic Italian player. Gonks in on tourney? Yes. That sounds like the plan. That does in fact sound like a plan. Let's see how we're fixed. We're still waiting on Sin and Kampfspiel. I haven't seen Kampfspiel play in quite a while. I was hoping to watch them during the shitpost we hosted during the weekend, but unfortunately they dropped out midway through, which sucks. Just actually get this set up and ready. Sif sadly couldn't make it today. I was really looking forward to having him in, but alas, he couldn't make it. We fixed about 30 minutes. We'll call it around 30 minutes. Kind of get a little bit antsy, get a little bit kind of... do we have threads? Is there a thread going? Into the Watcher, into the Sin. First to three, yes. First to three, yes. First to three, yes. First to three. 1-3, okay. Correct. I plan to host some DS3 tourney. There's none on my list as of right now, but we'll see. Okay, I'm fighting Watcher. That scene is beyond dead, and it has done nothing to advocate for itself, so I don't really feel like doing much for it. Watcher, Ken. All right, cool. All right, let me message Ken. Hello, password. Who's the top seed here? I am again. Okay. Ken, where is Ken? Just stay Clake. Do you meta tryhards? I have no idea. That scene collapses in on itself every 3 days. I can't keep up. I've not been so out of the... Where's Watcher? Watcher... Let me message him. To the Watcher... Hello. Enda the Watcher. Enda versus Enda. What? Here I am. Yeah, I'm just There we go. Alright, I'm in stream. Okay, marvelous. Yeah, I just messaged you the password, duder. Let me know when your sign is down. Ciao. Yeah, so for round 1 so far, we've OG Donut, we have OG beating Tulipa, Gavril beating that end of the line shitter, Dr. Death defying in a stunning 0-0 victory against Sif who didn't show up. Watcher was Ken, got taken out by the Mag Casual, and Kampf losing to Ashy. Also known. I think Kampf is top KGS player. Yeah, he's always been very fancy. I always like... You know what? I will always kind of like mold a little bit at Hyper Armor because it forces a setup swap. But like in all fairness, like people are able to do pretty well. But either way, my fights. There we go. Ken versus Enda the. Just because I'm like a halberd main, just and it looks like it's gonna be Katana. All right, cool. Oh, paired cats! I remember this. I've been unzipped a few times. Lar. Oh. Get your... Yep, we're good. Okay. Oh. 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 Oh, that is frightening. Okay. Bro, what is going on here? Okay. We're good. I actually managed to catch that. I remember... What's going on? Well, I had problems connecting with Watcher last week as well, so this is kind of... And no one else did, so this is kind of interesting. I think this could be a routing issue. There we go. Okay. Let me just double check. Was... Skipping on your side, question mark. spiel? You too. You as well. Oh dear. Dear. Oh dear. What do I do here? What do I do here? Alright, I'll give you the set. I give you the set. I will give you the set. I will give you the round. I'll give you the round. Alright, let's just give him the round. I'm gonna try and reset some stuff here. I'll give you the round. I'll give you the round. We try again. We can try again. I don't know if it's you. I think it could be a routing issue because Alluvial and a bunch of other people didn't have issues. Unless you were having issues as well. With your last opponent. If so, that's super unfortunate. Like, I'll give you the round for that anyway. I am, like, streaming and trying desperately not to have my computer burst into tears. 62 FPS activated, and not even an ER. Oh, is it just like a flat-out problem you're having, Watcher? Oh dear. Even in other games? Alright. It's up to you if you want to drop. That's entirely your prerogative. But I would recommend it if you're having like consistent issues. And we can try again maybe next week. I'll just drop. No worries. It was a play. Listen, I'm sorry now that my apologies. Yeah, this happened. No, you're okay, dude. It's all good. I hope you get that shit sorted. It'd be lovely to have you in. It's good to have new people knocking around. But no, that's good. Let me just remove you from forfeit. Yes. No worries, Ken. Okay, so that evens out the bracket now at the very least. So now there's 8 of us. Again, apologies. There's nothing I can do. You're more than welcome if you can get that shit fixed. You're more than welcome into future events. It would be nice to have you in. It's always nice to have people in. New faces in the scene. And how we fixed. So we have Gavril versus Mag, Space, Range versus Tulipa, Sif versus Kampf. What are the standings like, actually? Hold on. Stall the ball. Donut's on a 2-win streak. Gavril's undefeated. Mag's undefeated. Space Ranger's undefeated. I don't count one of my rounds as a bye, which sucks. And then Sif didn't get in. Tulipa's on a loss. Watch your Kampfspiel's on a loss. Marvelous. GG. Now, again, apology. I don't want you to feel bad or anything. These things happen. Like, if it was a $200 tournament or something like that, I might be a little bit more kind of... But, like, there's nothing on the line here. No. No show. Cool. Okay. Who's the space imposter? It's Ashy. Dude, I nearly burst myself. I actually nearly burst me hole this morning when I read it. That shit's so funny. Alright, let's see. Matches. How are we fixed? We're just waiting on Gavril versus Mag and then Sif versus... Oh, did... Participants... Let me actually remove... Has challenge changed how it's done stuff? That's wild. Why is it not? Manage groups. I can't do that now. Why is challenge not because both of them are forfeits. That should automatically be taken out. Manage groups. Very strange. Very strange. If two people have Ashy is Sin, yes, Ashy is Sin, who streams on YouTube, which is really cool. I'm very confused why those matches aren't going through. They should both be cancelled. Unless my challenge is being fucky, which it could well be. Reactivate. Yuzu! Oh my god. That's a name I haven't seen in a long ass time. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in. You get to see me play washed hall stock. And be a laggard. Okay, so that's gonna be... Kampfspiel takes the win, so let's score. Yes. Now please tell me both of these players... Oh, bro, that's so annoying. Why is he still up? How do I remove him from the bracket? Ashy. My house. I'm on my way. Ashy. Whoever has the bye round. Play Ashy. I will figure out how to give you points if you win. Is fair nope, stars are allowed and are unrestricted currently. I'll figure out how to give you points if you win. Who has the buy round play Ashy, I will figure out how to give you points if you win. Who's being weird? Yeah, you removed the wrong player. No, I didn't. Watcher was Ken was removed. Nope. Just chill on. Just play Ashy. Nope, just play Ashy. I will just play Ashy. I will figure out how to... Yeah, nope, just play Ashy. I'll figure out 2. 2 drops on even bracket. I'm going to be playing Dr. Death Defying. Let me message again. Wait, really? Ugh. Oh, dear. Sit out for a round and rip. Okay. Alright, let me just mark that as going to be a space range win. And then let me figure out how to remove him. Dr. Death Defying. Or just play a set for fun. Let me just play a set for fun. Where's Dr. Death Defying? Let me find Shoe. Alright. Yeah, no, I was hoping that Sif would show, but unfortunately. Just waiting now for Doctor. The Doctor. Dr. Death. Here we go. 0. Cool. Now, while I'm waiting for Doctor to get in, let me... Is Tupa... No, Tupa is still playing. It's just that, it's just they have to sit out for a round. That's all it is. Just sit out for a round then. They'll be back in a second. Or just play a set for fun. I told them to play maybe Ashy for fun. I don't know why it's done that, and I don't know how to fix it. So just give me a moment, Doctor. My apologies for the hold-up. Participants. If I reactivate and then forfeit, Hopefully they don't show up for next round. If they do, that's the weirdest thing ever. And I'm giga confused. Right, I'm guessing that's we're just having challenge issues. The major issue is that one of the players who didn't check in got onto the final bracket and is messing up everyone else's sets, and I don't know why, because this never happened. Sweetheart, that has never happened before. Kind of deal. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. Hopefully having both of them reset has like dealt with this, but this is going to be whole dag into whole stock. So I have a... Cool, put that punish, move in. Nah, it would have been so cool. Never mind, I'm washed. GG's. Nicely done, nicely done. So that's going to be 1-0 in the favor of that ended the shitter. Cool beans. Iron balls. You can use star fists. Unrestricted star fists. Pretty much. Alright, that works. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Am I going to get R2 to death? No. Well, I say unrestricted. You still have to... Owie. The aim down did not work. Oh, my tally swaps are awful. Lum out. Poke. Punish, get that punish. Thunderbolt of lightning. Very, very frightening me. Galileo, Galileo. Cool beans. Did I swap on my tallies? And you can also lightning grease your thrusting sword, my dear. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Bruh. That was cute. Almost forced a roll out of me. And that is GG's for the set, my dear. Always a pleasure. Always a player. I hope someone plays Talons. Yeah, there's a bunch of like ridiculous shit in this set. Most of it is left on purpose, but it's always safer to... So it's 3-0. Score. GG's. GG's, friend. GG's. And... we still have 2 more sets to go. Always love your haul stock, fam. Always. Yeah, it's a great time. I'm long enough fucking playing it that I should kind of vaguely know. Although I found out recently that I've only marginally more hours. Is this round robin not Swiss, Yuzu? So we have a Swiss pools into... for this evening's tournament, it's a top 4. But for most brackets, I do top 8. I just don't know. I'm just messing around with the format based on some feedback, both old and new. I see. Yeah, so we did 5 rounds of Swiss into a top 4. Swiss rounds are best of 5 semi-finals. Technically the semi-finals will be best of 5, and then the finals then is best of 7. I like best of 7s more than best of 9s. I think it just leaves the opportunity for a dark horse just that little bit extra. I love hitting the competitive viability of your tournament for the sake of entertainment. Yeah, GG's fam. Nice. Okay, cool beans. So who won? Okay, we fixed the bracket, thank God. I just needed to add him and then unadd him. Okay, I'll know that for again. Duly noted. Alright, so who am I fighting? I'm fighting Tulipa. And what's the standing so far in the bracket? Well, pretty definitive rounds. As it goes on, it changes quite a bit. I feel bad for Sin, because that might have really fucked up his record in case of a tie. So the standings are Donut, Ashy, Gavril, and that end of the line shitter. Then followed by Kampf and then Mag. Although people have, again, not read the rules, so... Cool. Who am I fighting? Yo, what's... let me message you. And it's just, it's a casual format. It's a casual format, Yuzu as well, so I don't mind, like, having some slightly uncompetitive... Like, this rule set is, it's pretty funny. I invite you to give a couple of rules. If you check the challenge or check Enda Chord, Yuzu, you'll get a good idea. There are a lot of intentional holes in that rule set. A lot of intentional holes, because I'm a bad, mean motherfucker who enjoys watching people get surprised by shit because they didn't actually read the rule set. Like, we haven't seen LGS today, which is basically unrestricted. When I say unrestricted, I mean that there's, like, still the core rules. There's just no extra rules for it. 1K tourney rule set? Yeah, but, well, actually, I had my rule set set up before that. But I actually do quite like TSA's rule set. Mine is somehow lighter. Okay, let's go. Oh, Tulipa. I'll change the scorecard in a second. My apologies. I'm not fighting Dr. Death Defying, I'm fighting Tulipa. And we actually have really good latency as well, holy shit. My laggard powers are going to be... I meant to do a running attack there, that sucks. Sucks to suck. Oh. I tried to go for the BS there. I was trying to be fancy. I shouldn't be fancy. No strafe attempt even on this latency if it's probably the thing to do. But yeah, there's a few core differences. I quite like Bubble Tier, for example. I just like it conceptually. Even if it does lead to some kind of strained gameplay. It's not that no, they're pretty, unfortunately, they are the opposite. Nice mix. The parries have gotten, both the players have figured out core timings, and the damage differential is ridiculous. I did allow them for a while. I was of the same opinion until people started actually playing to the set, and then the resulting shit show was just not interesting to me. Every second engagement was 2 people trying to parry each other. Like, maybe that's a player-based problem, but like it was like parry swaps every 10 seconds. Shut down that mix, and then we got the W. Nice, GG's. things have changed a considerable amount from like our core. Maybe it is the case that it's just a player-based problem. Just any time I've allowed it, it's just turned into an absolute shit show. So, let me go Tulipa. Tulipa 0. There we go. Enda the is 1. GG's. But 1 limit per. You could do, yeah, not a serious request, but like I don't know. I have my opinions about the video game Yuzu, and they're very, very different from the current player bases. So, like, Bubble Tier has been banned now for like a year, 2 years, and I cry. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but what can you do? Do not read current ladder set. I please don't do it to yourself. Punish the mash. Totoski raiding into the tournament. IDK how to read. That mash. I'm also not like actively playing all that much until like the last like week, 2 weeks. So it's kind of hard for me to like gauge where everyone else is at. No, too early. I probably have a roll BSing on that. Bro, that mash though. Holy moly. Yikerinos for me. Go for that jump attack. Play off the mix. No, actually really good patience there. Things are good, Cal. Stop running into the mash. You can't tell me what to do. And then we catch them in the mix. GG's. Tried Hema sparring for the first time on Monday. Nice. What weapon form? Your suggestion channel was already quite a bit. Well, imagine all of the people who made funny suggestions were finally listened to. That's without a guiding hand. It was Krieg Messer, which is swag, but I'd rather use a longsword. Yeah, Messer is cool. There's a couple of cool people who do Messer stuff. Bruh. Okay. Sorry, let me concentrate on the match here. Excuse me. Tulipa. That was a lot of damage. Can I... No, I can't Profiteer. That sucks. Do I have anything that does damage to Profiteer? No, that also works. Alright, we have advantage. They know now that I'm going to do my little skitter back, the DS3 neutral shenanigans. Oh, I'm stuck in a corner with a tree. No, what am I doing? When has Curved Sword not been a top weapon? I can't remember. There might have been some certain patches in Dark Souls 2 that it mightn't have been top. Probably DS1 for the PvP meta. No, it's pretty strong. Falchion is still considered really, really strong in DS1. Sorry. Should use Tulipa. Let's crack on here. Cool, we're good. Pre-110, even back then, Curved Sword was like, it was like the top of the off-meta stuff. Shamshir has always been like cute. I would go so far as to say it like it was the top of bottom for a while. There's a joke there somewhere. Alright, they have figured out their reaction rolling. And I'm just never pressing forward into that. But I also can't whiff punish jack shit. Right. There we go. I thought I had poise chip there. What the hell? What the frickin' frick, chat? What am I doing? What am I doing? Get out of there. Continue playing neutral. Run R1. That's a really nice. Good stuff. Self-proc. No, for any hobby stuff, that's actually pretty okay. Fuck, I'm so close. That didn't trade. Oh, our latency is like giga low. That makes sense. GG's. GG's, friend. GG's. Nicely done. So it's 3-1. Me mark that. 3-1. 3-1. GG's. Let me just send them a message. GG's, friend. GG's, friend. Solid. Neutral. The end there. Nice. Okay, cool. How are we fixed with the bracket? We're just waiting for Dr. Death Defying and Mag Casual to finish their rounds. And as we look at the standings, let's just take a peek. Donut is undefeated. Gavril has only been lost once. That end of the line shitter is also, because of how the bracket turned out, apparently I'm also in the top 4. Space Range is also there. And then Kampfspiel falling behind. It'll be myself, Space Range, and Kampfspiel who'll be fighting for the Space Range. Bro was schwanging that thing. The schwangers. Oh fuck, I'm fighting Donut. Alright. Say an old fucking couple of Hail Marys there, boys. Here, for old time's sake. Donut versus Enda the. Here, do I get a 2-0 start lead by chance? That would be great. I'd appreciate that. Right, message. I believe Donut will pick map. Yeah, Donut pick map. Pick map. Let me actually message him. Map, sir. Square? What a homie. What a homie. Look at that. It's bright. Actual legends. Alright. Where's the... Oh my god, he did the thing. He did the thing, guys. 6-7, guys! Ah! RSD. RSD. Amazing. Amazing. I wish we could bet. Hang on a second. Let me actually log into the Twitch chat real quick and do that. Prediction. Start prediction. Who will win? All caps. Donut. Enda. Enda the. Do not. Do not. Start prediction. Got it. Alright, boys and girls, go for it. 2 minutes on the clock. Do not. Probably my favorite typo. And it's PSGS, my weakness. I will actually switch to off dagger for this. We double roll those for a laggard. Ow. Alright, we have a fair life differential. I'm at risk of getting tier skipped right about now. Was actually shy. I used to use to bet on Twitch predictions. Gambling is bad, kids. Okay, both of us are without a tier. That was tasteful. Fuck! The slow walk, you fucker. Actually, sportsmanship. It's gonna be a DQ real quick, I reckon. Alright, either way. PSG is Exactly, bro. Alright, let's go. What is this? Oh, my poise. Dude, that's a banned weapon. Imagine having my own custom rule set for this shit. No! This guy is using LGS. What a shitter. 2-0. Only all stuck! Oh, true. Alright. 2-0. Now we talking. This is where the fun begins, bro. You made your own rule set? And you still use clean rod? I thought I changed it to two-handed. I thought I changed that. Wait, did I not? Okay, I'm DQ'd from the event. Fuck. There's been so many iterations of this rule set I can't remember what I used. I thought I said two-handed clean rod. Let me actually double check that because I'll actually need to check that. Do rule set tourney. Clean rod, night sword, fuck. LGS mentioned moment here, fuck it. We will. Did I do that for a different fucking tournament? Oh god. Okay, there we go. I'm really hoping for an LGS Poisoner. Same. Oh, so that works the inverse as well. That's interesting. Almost tier skip. Fuck. Here we go. We're going to the old meta. Love to see. Damn, TQ is clean rat SMH. I thought I changed the rules. DQ'd. I was full sure I changed the rules. Alright, time to go piss. It's time to piss. Oh, fuck. Do I have hyper armor? Oh! I am refusing to fight Twin Blade in anything. No, there we go. GG's. GG's do not. Where did I not add a conditional even? Blue feathers, perfect on first, swords, where? Huh. I was so sure I'd actually change that. I like the fact that you didn't ban codeds. No, codeds are fine. They're actually pretty strong in this rule set. Do not. Hello, players. What's up, Wella? So that's going to be do not taking the W in a 3-1 sweep. Huh. Click clear. Huh. How are we looking on standings? Alright, we're still waiting for a couple of players to finish up. But GG's, big fan. It's Miss Woods. GG's. Alright. To clarify. Huh. Well, I'm half tempted to step out. Before we finish the final bracket, I'll probably actually resign. Because I would like to actually stream top 4 properly. So I'm going to forfeit now. Yes. Manage groups. So that should open up a slot in the final bracket. Which it seems like it does. We're just waiting now on Mag versus Ashy to finish out. And looking at it here, it's going to be Kampfspiel, Space Range, Gavril, and Donut. Donut with a 5-0 streak. Gavril 4-1. Space Ranger 3-1 currently. With Kampfspiel now with a 3-2. So it's looking like it's going to be Ashy and Kampfspiel taking it. So, alright, cool beans. Also, chat, look at this shit. Oh, that's the wrong one. Overlay, that's background, games, etc. So much game. Where is the actual video game? Wow. background, games, etc. Did I actually accidentally remove that source? That's rude. That would be very funny if I did. Or where did I hide it? Give me a moment. There you go. Who's chat? Wait, who wins, Sin or Mag? So far, right now, we're just waiting to see what the results of that match are. It looks like Sin won. So that's going to be Sin, Kampfspiel, Gavril, and Donut. You know why it took... Okay, so I actually need to add the source again. Add existing. There we go. Alright. Because I remember how to play Phalanx in 200 milliseconds and it stalled. Amazing. Alright. So let me just double check that the final bracket, we're going to take just a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining. We will be back in a minute with a more traditional tournament bracket. So give me just a moment to get everything set up. And we'll chat you all in a second. BRB. Alright, boys and girls, you are very welcome to this final bracket. We've gotten all the way through the pools. We are now in the top four. Kampfspiel in blue versus Donut, who's going to be in red. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And let me just make sure that I have this screenshot preview. Open source protection. Here we go. Marvelous. No, that's the wrong button. Let's try that again. Studio mode. You can project your new window. Marvelous. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, round one on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Allez. And the bolt is out. The physics have been drunk. And we are going to see some rancor pots coming out here, as we do see Kampfspiel continuing to run around the place there in the KGS versus the LGS, which is, of course, going to be pretty brutal. Cold as well, as we are now going to see both players skedaddling about. That beautiful punish there comes through on the side of Kampfspiel into a jump back to try and get that hit, standing R1 into a follow-up backdash into a forward running, as we are going to see Kampfspiel now stuck at the corner. Good rollout comes out there from the side of Donut. Looking here. Good rollout now once more. Standing R1 is going to get that beautiful anti-air though. Kampfspiel hasn't been hit yet as that off-axe comes through into a standing R1 attempting to punish, but unfortunately LGS is going to do some damage as we're just about hitting the 1 minute mark, as that's going to be Donut at risk of getting tier skipped here. 648 damage into a trade there. That's going to be 1200 to 2300. Interesting. As we are going to see now, that's running R1 come through there. Chilling Mist into a trade. Kampfspiel actually managing to get out, but it's going to be frosted. It's chilly out there in Clake. So we're going to see now the Thunderbolt of Lightning. Very, very frightening. We run R1 comes out there, but the beautiful roll comes through there on the LGS, as we are going to see the Spin Slash come through, doing some serious damage. If there was a restriction that I'm thinking of putting on LGS, it's probably the Spin to Win. As we do see now that run out there, getting the interrupt there on Donut into a follow-up R1, and the off-axe comes through, standing R1 there to try and get the catch, but the run R2, 23 HP in a dream. But that is going to be a trade-in, and that's going to be Kampfspiel taking the first stock. Beautiful stuff. 1 minute 40 to finish us out there. There we go. Well played to both. Let me just log the scores there. Kampfspiel taking the first stock in what I would consider to be an upset. Kampfspiel 1-0 so far. And ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready now to go through. We're just going to wait now for our players to get into the arena. But yeah, having a really solid anti-air game from the side of Kampfspiel, leading to Donut struggling to try and leverage the strengths of the LGS. Beautiful stuff, but we are going to crack on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have both of our players in. And that is going to be 3, 2, 1. Allez! As the bolt is out, the bestial roar comes out here from the side of Kampfspiel, who is going to be skedaddling about. Empty jump there over the top there, as we are going to see standing R1 coming through here. It does seem as though it's is that a dagger on the side of Donut? I believe so. A mangouche. My friend, that's going to be a very nasty way of dealing with this here. The off-axe comes through there, standing R1 there on the KGS. Not quite going to be able to land, as we are going to see now Kampfspiel struggling. Going to have to probably change things up here. Maybe play a little bit more off of the off-axe now than they would otherwise like. But they do have a means of closing the gap here. The latency is going to be phenomenally low here, as we do see these stagger steps coming through here. Good whiff punish. Whiff punish has been restored as an attempted punish there with the off-axe comes through from Kampfspiel, but not going to land as a run R2 comes out. The off-axe there, turnarounds here from the side of Kampfspiel, swapping over. Beautiful handy tech coming through there for that lower recovery on the running animation. As we do see now the R2 comes out. It's not going to land though, which is kind of tragical. Looking here, we are going to see the Mangouche actually get some goods. The block comes through. Run R2 comes through here. Off-axe. Beautiful stuff here. But Kampfspiel is slowly but surely getting chipped down. Not really many options here into the Mangouche. As an attempted strafe comes through, standing R1 there is going to be rolled out. Looking here, the stagger steps, run R2, that beautiful punish there, just straight back in. Jump R1 comes through, and unfortunately Kampf is going to skedaddle straight back into it. And that is going to be 1-1. All to play for here. All to play for. Marvelous. 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 Let me log that score. And the daggers are just super strong right now, especially into hyper armor, considering you always have that standing R1 to do all the work for you. It's pretty brutal. Like, daggers were already the answer to hyper armor. Now you actually have a mixed game off the end of it. Like, it's nasty. Pure nasty. Really, really solid stuff as we're just waiting now for Kampf to get back in. And I believe they are back in. Silly matchup for real, for real. Yeah, it's tough. It's a toughie. It's pretty tough. I wouldn't take it. But a bunch of other players know better than me and have been playing a hell of a lot longer than I have. So, what the hell do I know? One. Not 6-7. Tragic, truly. Alright, well, we have both of our players in. Let's get this show on the road, as we're going to be ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. As the bolt is out. Physics have been drunk. Both players rearing to go here. As Donut looks to try and solidify this lead in what is already a sort of solitude. Which is interesting as a standing R1 comes through, but that's not going to land. Kampfspiel here going for stagger steps here in neutral. Standing R1 comes through. Is kind of go for that Ash of War. I believe it's called, is it Vacuum Slice? Or I forget the exact name of it, as we are going to see the ghosty goops. Absolutely shocking, as we do see good rollouts coming out here from the side of Kampfspiel. Running attack is going to get the interrupt in that. But unfortunately, look at that. Completely shuts down. Completely shuts down any ability to actually engage. Running attack is going to get that interrupt again here. Donut just being a little bit too aggressive as we've hit the minute mark. 2 more minutes on both tiers. And with the dagger not doing that much damage comparably, we're going to be in for a bit of a bad time. Standing R1 there comes out now once more. Running attack not going to land. Jump over the top. Standing R1 comes through. Run R2 comes through. Not going to land. Another run attack. Run R1, I believe that was that time. I believe it's to try and punish roll-ins, Neko. Because of that particular Ash, you have to be super careful about going for roll-ins, which Donut, of course, isn't doing here because it's just too risky. As that interrupt comes through, and that recovery is absolutely obnoxious. My God, as that off-axe comes out now to hopefully try and deal with it as the off-axe comes through. Good stagger steps come through, but unfortunately Donut takes second stock. Nicely done. That's going to be 2-1 in the favor of Donut, our beloved. 2-1. Nice, nice. Donut just waiting. It doesn't really. It's just that particular interaction doesn't work as well. But, like, it kind of feels a little bit like a knowledge checky kind of thing, to be honest with you. That would be my assumption. I would imagine we're going to see some changes come out here on the side of Kampfspiel. L2, yeah, exactly. So, I was correct again. The caster man is almost never wrong. Obviously. Obviously. Wild strikes in the day. Why on earth? Maybe. But why would you do that? You can just R1 them to death and then mix with the R2 whenever they roll, because they have to roll, because otherwise they're going to get slapped. Alright, either way, we've both of our players in. ladies and gentlemen, in a 3, in a 2, and a 1. Allez, bolt out. The numbers, they keep on rising. As we're off now, Donut. We're still seeing back on the KGS here. KGS either off dag, swapping over. I believe that's, is that a heavy thrustings? No, it's the LGS. Jump over the top there comes through. As we see changes in poise coming out here as Donut is going to get a little bit blendered here at the beginning, but we do see the swap back over. Does seem as though we're swapping over. Is that a TS or another LGS? I can't quite tell. I believe that's an LGS. No, it's a thrusting sword. That makes sense. As it does seem as though we're... Is that nobles? I'll check the builds after this. As we do now see the swap back over onto the KGS. Standing R1 comes through there as Kampfspiel is going to be caught in a little bit of a schmix. The off-axe comes through there to try and get the hit. Running R1, backstep into standing R1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Both players kind of vibing out in a little bit of a neutral here. Slow match as we're a minute on the clock. 2 more minutes till the tears run out. Both players want to leverage as much of that extra health bar as they possibly can here. As we're going to see that standing R1, the R2 comes out there to try and get that catch, punish a potential rolling R1. But there we are. We're going to see more damage on the board. As the off-axe into the standing R1 tries to go for the combo. A trade comes through into a follow-up R1. Kampfspiel has now their tier procced into another running attack there. The R2 is not going to land though. Uh-oh. Handy techs away there using the off-axe there just as that little bit of a two-handed toggle. LGS is back in there. Jump R1 comes out over the top there. But the thrusting sword is doing some serious work. As we're going to see that attempt to neutral. Good jump out there comes out from the side of Kampfspiel. Jump R1 catches 129 HP into a trade to finish us out in this round 1. That is going to be OG Donut taking the first round. Well done, players. Very exciting fight. Well played to both. So that's 1 to 3. Let me just wait for challenge now to actually update. That would be marvelous, and so it did. Excellent, excellent, excellent. GG's both. GG's both. GG's both. GG's both. Sin. Sin. Who is top seed? Gavril is top seed, so they're going to get pick map. Gavril map picks. Gavril map picks. All right, let me remove you from the thread. Gavril map picks. GG's. Wella, hello. Grit. Oh my God, is that the better Grit? My favorite laggard? That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, what map? Lake. We're on Crystal Lake again. Pass. Alright, Sin. Check the thread, we got you. Grit's my favorite cryptid. He's like a shiny Pokemon. You almost never see them, but they're always there. They're thereabouts. Can't wait to Garrick and Tarnished Edition? Yeah, it should be good crack. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Or just it's just a waiting game now to see how everything pans out. We'll be wiser tomorrow as to how the meta is going to change, or if it's going to change at all. All I'm really, the horse armor is the least interesting thing for me personally. So, And then it's going to be Gavril. Gavril. Neat. I am spelling Gavril. Yeah. There we are. We're all good. Now we're just waiting for the players to get in, which should be Joe just in a moment, as we do have a red sign down. Move from the thread. Alright, marvelous. Sin is in the house. I'm curious what Sin's cooked up. So it's going to be the other way around. There we go. Alright. Are the builds working? Oh my god, they actually are. That's crazy. Alright, let's just take a quick peek at the builds as we can. So from the side of Gavril, we're going to be looking at 58 strength, 40 end, on Shamshir by the looks of things. Versus Sin, he who hath sinned, 37 end, 61 strength on stars, which is going to be absolutely brutal. The dex 13. Marvelous, 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 marvelous. As we move back over, both of our players are in. Let's get this show on the road. As the bolt is out, the physics are drunk and the players are skedaddling about, skittering back on under the fridge, as we do see the thunderbolt of lightning come out there from the side of Sin by the looks of things. As we do see a standing R1 running attack there is going to come through, but not quite able to land. Stars, of course, are very, very strong in this rule set. Should give some decent competition here into the Shamshir. Empty jump over the top there, jump R1, not going to land, as we are going to see now a running attack come through there. R2s here from the side of Sin are going to be pretty brutal, given that we're looking to try and force trade repeatedly, which is probably the plan, as we are going to see that 200 ping come in and pay dividends here, as we are going to see now some more skittering back into the fridge. Running attack comes through there, standing R1. R2 is going to... We do see that little bit of regen coming through there. Jumping R1 comes out over the top there, jump over the top. Standing R1 mash, not going to land. Gavril, both players within about 60 HP of each other. As you see a running attack there come through, not going to land. Is standing R1. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Running attack comes through there. Backswing, backswing. Another little bit of a mash, but a good roll. Yeah, Sham is going to be a weird one here, because really what Sin wants to do here is try and trade into it. And there you look at that. Look at that damage. Good God. As we're going to see Sin now kind of vibe out here. Neutral goes for a running attack there. He's going to roll out, but that backswing is going to be brutal. As we do see Sin actually manage to Mayweather his way out of the corner there. Roll in there, comes in into the bit of a mash. Both players getting some good work in. As it does seem as though Sin... into that trade. 1000 HP to 252, and everything is going to trade here. Follow up backswing on the Starfist R2. As it looks like Sin is going to be chipped down. 116, good rollout though. And that is going to be Gavril taking the stock. A marvelous, a marvelous, a marvelous. 1-0. Both players are in. And we're pretty much ready to go in. 3, in a 2, and a 1. Allay. Bolt out. Physics are being drunk. The knives are out here, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see Sin here going for that standing R1 there. Trying goes for a mash. Not going to work there. Gavril takes a little bit of damage here. Both players, though, are very, very close. Pretty much neck and neck as Sin actually manages to space that. That's crazy. On this latency, as we do see Gavril take an awful lot of damage. Tries to go for that follow-up to try and trade. Not to happen today, though. No way, no how. Your laggard powers do not work on me, says Gavril. So we are going to see those skitter forwards. Sin continuing to hold neutral. Gavril being very, very careful here on these engagements. A running attack traded to R2 is going to be a terrible, terrible time for everyone involved, except Sin, who is going to trade. Look at that. Tries to go for the running attack. Not going to happen there. So we're going to see these rollout come through there. The R2 is going to give that little bit of a Godskin Swaddling Clot there, as we do see a little bit of a mash. Is going to catch Gavril, but not unawares, as the tier has been procced. Plenty more of a HP bar to go as a backswing comes through. Minute on the clock here. 2 minutes to try and wait out that tier, which is not going to go, which is just not going to work out for anyone, as we are going to see that running attack come through here. But in this latency, anything is possible. As we do see those swings coming through here. Beautiful spacing here. A trade comes through. Gavril can afford to take a few more of these trades so he can play a little bit more recklessly. He does have an awful lot of HP prepared to go. As we are halfway through to the tier being knocked out. Alas, it's not to be though, as we're going to see another little bit of a mash here. Empty jump over the top there. Comes through. R2 is going to be whiff punish. Whiff punish has been restored here. As Sin is going to get a little bit of extra here on that tier, 600 HP. We are in tier skip range here. Jump over the top there, but I'm not sure if it's going to count for much, as that's going to be an R2. Not going to happen. Into another trade. 1000 HP to 87, and that's going to be Gavril taking the next round. GG's. GG's. Cheat-cheese, besties. There we go. Save that. We do have both of our players in 2-0 in the favor of Gavril. And ladies and gentlemen, both players are in. And on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Allez! There we go. Never mind. We're a couple of seconds behind. But we'll get there. As we do see now. We're about 3 seconds on the clock. As we do see now those running attacks come through, their backswings going for days. The last is not to be, as a jump R2 comes out now from Kilo, is going to land. But into that anti-air, into the follow-up, and a bit of a Godskin Swaddling Cloth coming through here as well. As we do see those rollouts coming out. Empty jump over the top there is going to be tempted to be whiff punished there, but on the side of Gavril. But the running attack is going to land true into another little bit of a chip damage. Sin has fallen behind, as we are going to see the spin to win come out from Gavril. Getting those tasteful interrupts there as the R2 is attempted to be traded through. Not going to happen. Gavril goes for that jump attack there. Another R2. Jeez, bravo, welcome in. Milky Way Froggo, hello. QVG. Hello as well. As the running attack comes through there, is going to try and get that interrupt. But Sin has quite a hill to climb here. 1800 HP. If there was a setup that could do it, it would be stars. Into a no trade! Running attack comes through. Both players pretty even, but there's still a tier to go. Jump over the top there is going to get caught. Tier has been procced. Both players even Stevens. As an R2 comes through there. Tries to go for the trade again, but is going to be interrupted by that Shamshir. Empty jump. Not going to happen. Uh-oh. Kick! Trying to get that trade! 83 HP to 474. No backswings are going to save him. Is he going to be able to deal with the unreactable run R1 even on this latency? As a trade comes through, bash! Oh my god, can Gavril get a clean win? He can't! As that's going to be Sin finally on the scorecard. Oh me, oh my. Also, oh my god, first time chatter. Tulipa, what's up? That's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2-1. Is this the beginning of the reverse sweep in the favor of Sin? Oh no! Yeah, no. Yeah, there we go. We're alright. Never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, on 3, a 2, and a 1. LA. Bolt out. Physics drunk. Daggers thrown. As you do see that backswing come through here. Gavril electing now for more optimal armor. That full goats. Well, almost a full goats. An imp line is there as well. The dandelion, if you will. There's another running attack comes through, which is not going to do very much of anything. Sin going for that running attack there. Good job, good job. Follow-up backswing coming through here. Running R1. Backswing there comes through. Sham continuing to do some very solid work. Serious damage done there on the side of Sin. Empty jump over the top there. Goes for a running attack, not to hit. Good roll out there. Comes out from the side of Sin. Running R1. R2 is not going to land. Probably could have gone for the follow-up. Definitely not that time. As a kick comes through. The R2 is too short. Uh-oh. He's got little T-Rex arms. He's not able to hit him. Run R1 comes through into the R2. Into the follow-up R2. Gavril's taking a lot of damage here. Tyr is gone. Good rollouts coming out here from the side of Sin. Into the R2! The turn and burns! Dark Souls 3 remembers. Empty run goes for managing to get that hit there coming through. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And he manages to clip him but not ship him. Follow up R1. Tyr gone here. Running attacks. Into a bit of a mashu. 400 HP. Into the follow-up. The bleed proc gets some. Cringing that Enda. You better believe it. Suffer as I have suffered. Welcome in, Susuri. As that's going to be a 2-2. The Fists of Fury. Short. There we go. Bolt down. Physics drunk. Match point for both of our players. Empty jump over the top there. Goes for a running attack. No backswings. The backswing scripts have not been activated this day. Unfortunate bestie. That follow-up R1 is going to come through. Both players kind of vibing here in neutral. Standing R1 comes through. Gavril managing to get the backswing R1. What is this, Dark Souls 3? All he does is press R1, guys. Despite the diversity of that moveset, I'm sorry. Standing R1 comes through. Those trying to leverage that high damage action with the jumping and the leaps and bounds coming through here from the side of Sin. As a kick is going to be interrupted. Not going to hit. It's a thunderbolt of lightning. Very, very frightening me. From the side of Gavril. Backswing is going to clip. Is going to proc the Tyr. 2700 HP. To the humble 792. So jump R1 comes out over the top. The lock in here from Gavril is absolutely frightening. As the R2 is going to whiff. Gavril here playing no games. Even though this is in fact a video game. As finally Sin manages to get a little bit of damage on the scorecard. Backswing is going to land into the run R1 trade. Well, not even a trade. And Gavril takes the W. G to the G's, my G's. Sin's not happy. Oh dear. Uh-oh. 3-2 is space range. It's going to be knocked out. Very, very well played to both here. Good showing. Hope everyone enjoyed that match as much as I do. That even in a matchup that I would consider not to be particularly good on this latency, Shamshir is still able to get that guaranteed chip damage in. Donut. There we go. Donut versus Gavril. We are, ladies and gentlemen, going to be moving on into the finals. Let me just get all of that shenanigans set up. You get the play-by-play, not only on the matches, but also... Oh, that's why that is as it is. Let's just, while I get everything set up here, let's just move over and take a quick peek at the builds. I'm peeking. True peak. Amazing. 54 strength versus 58 strength. All other stats seem relatively similar. A little bit of extra endurance here from the side of Donut. And of course that free slot there from the Vigor. Where's losers bracket? No losers bracket, Ashy. It's just top 4. And this is a super casual bracket, which I realize I could have done a top 8 out of this, but we didn't. But unfortunately, you all are just too good at the video game. Which is wild to me. But this is going to be our first best first to 7. I'm always blown away by how fast these tournaments are. I'm always thinking, yeah, we'll be here for about 3 hours. Nope. No. I probably could have even done a best of every set being a best of 9. That will be looked into in future. But we're doing really good, so congratulations to everyone, and thank you for making my life a hell of a lot easier. You all are amazing. Amazing! We're no longer on the best of 5s, the best of 7. Finals. Same pass. All right. Same map? Question mark. All right, there we go. It does look as though we're... No, never mind. Hang on a second. Happy with same map? Question mark. Let me just make sure that all the players are contented. Happy with same map. It is Donut's pick. Donut's pick. Donut's pick. Yeah, I do wish that more people would play around with like the playing for optimal maps and stuff like that, but it's no biggie. It is no biggie. As I'm just doing a little bit of admin here in the background while I wait for a response, but I think we're good. All right, we're no response, so we're just going to go with it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the ready, and on a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Alley. Both players are now going to physic. It does seem as though on the side of Donut, we're going to see the thrusting sword, as we do see the swap over, is going to roll out there once more. It does believe that's an S-stock, which is, of course, mega greased. Standing R1s are going to come through here. Shamshir is struggling. Standing R1 there. As the spin slash is going to go absolutely ham. And a nice mash match, as both players are pretty used to leaderboard rules, where the mash is not actually in the favor of Shamshir, but we're seemingly doing quite well. As look at that, the tier is going to be procced. Are we going to get a self-proc here from the side of Gavril? The interrupt comes through there. A running attack comes through. Backswing, however, there is going to be a trade. A little bit of a life advantage here comes out on the side of Donut. Empty jump over the top there comes through. Thrusting sword here is favoured most certainly in this matchup as a standing R1 comes through and gets the damage. Follow-up R1 comes through. Another follow-up R1 comes through. As Donut is going to be playing this pretty passively here, forcing Gavril to try and come to him. And that is going to be the thrusting sword taking the first stock. With OG Donut taking the first round. Are we going to see so many changes coming out here from the side of Gavril? Not looking like it. As both players are now in. Bolt is out. Both players are now ready. Physics are being drunk. As the standing R1s come through here. Gavril going for those standing R1s. Empty jump over the top, manages to get that follow-up. But a heavily greased thrusting sword is going to have to change the way Gavril is approaching this matchup. We are up by about 100 HP right now as the backswing comes through, but that run R2 is going to even this up here. Good rollout now once more as a jump is going to be interrupted. Standing R1. Mash. Spin slash getting some tasteful damage into a beautiful exchange there. Very nice. 500 HP. But Donut's not out of it yet. Both players now without tier. Goes for that running attack. 200 HP. Running attack isn't going to land true though. Just outspaced. As Gavril now is going to have to play this super clean. Backswings come through. Not going to land. And this is very reminiscent for me of an awful lot of 1.10, early 1.10 matches as the backswing comes through. 37 HP into the harpoon. There she blows. As that is going to be Donut taking the second stock. 2-0. As that is Gavril going to be changing. Are we going to see any changes? Both players are now ready. And ladies and gentlemen, on a 3, on a 2, on a 1, LA. Both players rushing through here. Jump R2 is unfortunately not going to land there. It's going to be strafed with the side of Donut. Running attack. As both sides are just mashing at each other. Gavril with the minor health lead. Backswing there is going to break. Rollout comes through from Gavril. He's going to be leveraging those running attacks by the looks of things as a running R1. That would explain why he's doing better in some of those interactions as a running attack comes through. Donut is very low. Gavril still with the tier. That is going to be the tier gone as another trade comes through. 200. And 31 HP to 200. That 30 HP could make all the difference here. Into a trade once more. Backswing is going to be too far. Into the follow-up. Donut taking a little bit of aggression here. Down to the wire, folks. In what I would consider a matchup. On this rule set. That is not favoured to Sham. That is going to be Gavril taking it by a hair's breadth. 1-2 in this first to 4. Ladies and gentlemen, what a round. As we are cracking on with round 4. On a 3, on a 2, on a 1. Alley. Bolt out. Both players now looking for an opportunity to get in. Run R2 comes through. Follow up R1. Not going to land. Into the trades. Look at these trades here. Definitely in the favour of Donut so far, which is going to be hard. Given that the Sham does want to mash all the way through this into a follow-up R1. Turnaround there comes out from the side of Gavril. Into that follow-up. Evening this out. That running attack tally actually coming in pretty clutch here for that extra little bit of damage. Just to give him that initial advantage moving forward into this. So you see the standing R1 turnarounds coming through here. 850 to 1172. Oh, and that follow-up into the mash there. Look at that. Both players even Steven once more. The tier is gone. Looking there, both players vibing here in neutral. Not going to punish the backstab. Tragic. Into the backswing though. Both players pretty much even. Into the jump over the top. He leaps. He bounds. No backswing to catch. Gavril managing to take the stock by just 200 HP. 2-2. The reaction, the download is now in 2-2. What an exceptional match here coming out from the side of Gavril. Beautiful stuff. Ladies and gentlemen. Round 4 on a 3, on a 2, and a 1. Alley. Looking at this here, we are going to see the physics drunk. Both players moving forward, standing R1 is now going to whiff. A trade comes through. Yeah, the difference in HP is actually in favour of the Sham. Good rollout comes out there. Jump R2 comes out over the top, not going to land. Standing R1s for days. As look at that, the life differential just melts. Running R1. Spin slash attempt there, I believe. Can't tell, the animation was interrupted too soon by that absolutely brutal thrusting sword. As we see Gavril actually taking it. Is going to be chipped. Looking there, here we see that minor amount of regen coming out here on the Blessed Dude. Jumping R1 comes through into a trade. Beautiful stuff. Nice, nice, nice. Donut actively reading the rules more than the tourney host did. To check that I just banned two-handed clean rat. Donut! On match point, Gavril. He's taking it. There we go. 3-2 in the favour of Donut, ladies and gentlemen. On 3, on a 2, on a 1. Alley. Bolt out. Physics drunk. Immediate damage comes out here, and that's going to be a slight advantage here to Donut to start off with. Beautiful pre-space into the backswing. Donut is going to roll it there. No ghost hits, so we still have priority on that backswing. If Gavril is keeping track, run R1 comes through, that's going to reset it here. Bit of a slight disadvantage here as we do see the backswing come through. 1300, jump R1 comes through. Follow-up just evens this out to a crazy degree, my god. Empty jump on mouse over the top there. Run R2 comes through, not going to land though. 1300 HP. But there's a lot of a HP bar to go here for the side of Gavril, who's going to roll out. The R2 not going to go for the kickflip follow-up. Sorry, the feign. He's not going to feign. Ladies and gentlemen. Into another trade there. Even this out within 300 HP. Spear tally coming in clutch. Did you see that swap over? 200 HP to 300. Oh, 100 HP into a trading donut. Takes the tournament. GG's. Well played in the first of 4 in the bows. Excellent tournament, folks. Marvelously done. Curious we didn't see the swap over onto stars as a means of finishing that one out. Yeah, no, that's really, really good. That's a very, very hard matchup. And it's like, it's a prime example of why that matchup is hard. Because the thrusting sword just has so many means of actually getting through. Salmer, Tulipa, Party Poison, thank you all for the follows. Well played to everyone. Just under 2 hours. We'll definitely, when we come back after all the mods and stuff like that are updated, we'll have a look at the format, because an hour, just under 2 hours is crazy for a tournament. You all have been amazing. That was a lot of Elden Ring to get through, and you all did marvelously. Again, apologies for anyone early on in the bracket that got caught with Sif's drop. That was unfortunate. But yeah, we'll be, assuming there's a decent balance patch tomorrow, and even if there is just a minor one, we will be back doing tournaments. If there's a balance patch, and what that looks like, we will know. Thank you for hosting. A pleasure to have you in. As ever, here, hang on a second. Let me have my heart-to-heart with you all. There we go. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Iota, hello, hello. Apparently, I am. Let's try this. Haha! Ladies and gentlemen. I'm still a little bit fuzzy. Not only because I didn't shave today, but... So this format is good? Yeah, it's a great format. But like, as ever, folks, as I've always said, if you have any feedback, either as a viewer, a participant, outside of maybe a couple of bits and pieces, do be sure to let me know. I have no idea yet as to what the plans are. It's going to be entirely dependent on the changes and everything. Yeah, massive congratulations to Donut. An absolutely phenomenal playing. Gavril punching up in an absolutely torturous matchup, I reckon. But yeah, GG's to everyone. So yeah, that's all from me today, folks. Y'all are cool. Are there any questions? Anything at all I can do for you, my most beautiful chat, YouTube or Twitch? Gavril 2 clutch matches. Yeah, very, very close. Pretty much all of them within like 200 HP, which is like an hour, 1.5. If anyone has anything to say, do it now or forever hold your peace. Well, it's great to see you. An absolute pleasure as ever. Alright then, y'all are boring. Game bad. And we'll see you hopefully next week. Take care, everyone. Everybody. Bye-bye.